People are like, who is DanielleVictor? And I'm like, bitch, it's Danny with 2 N's. Am I a fashion blogger? Maybe. Am I a storyteller? For sure. Am I a badass bitch? Absolutely. So if you're smart, you'll subscribe to my channel.
Welcome back to my channel. Caesar is sleeping on the couch. You can't even see him because he's like blending in, but he's right there, literally right next to the pillow. He's so tiny. So I figured I'd answer, I did questions for a Q&A. So I'm gonna answer these for you. Actually, you know what, let me pour another glass of wine because I'm very stressed. Frankie, my roommate, is on the porch tanning. Hashtag quarantine. Hashtag stay home. Hashtag mom life, because I'm a mom now, and we drink when our kids are asleep. That's literally me when I become a mother, if I ever do. I'm not even dating right now. Okay, first question. And just so everyone knows, I literally read all your questions on IG story and I write them down on a piece of paper. So question number 1, what was the strangest thing a guy has ever said to you during sex? I don't know. Now that I'm thinking about it, I'm like, what is the strangest thing someone has ever said to me? I mean, Zach singing Neo is weird. I think one time I was like sucking a guy's and he said my butthole, and I just, it's one thing if we go for your butthole, it's another thing to ask for your butthole, and I was like, But other than that, I can't like pinpoint a moment in time where like someone said something so weird I had like nightmares about it later on in life. So I would really have to like sit down and think of every single person I've ever had sex with to answer that question, and I just don't have time to do that right now. So on to the next question. Favorite Britney Spears song? I'm a Slave for You. How does it go? Which she has a snake, and like when she did the VMA performance, by the way, Frankie just told me that Carol Baskin was in the audience right next to her, which is in full circle weird and crazy.
And then the other guy,
Jeff Lowe or Lau or something. He was in the crowd too, and she like used. Oh, he was.
Yeah.
But that performance was fucking awesome, and at that very moment in her career, I think every single female on the face of the planet wanted to be her. And then a couple years later, she shaved her head, and like that famous picture of her, I'm actually gonna insert it right here in this video. It was like, damn, remember that time she performs I'm a Slave for You with the snake and the tigers, and then this happens? But that just goes to show like everyone has issues. I have issues. Britney Spears herself, the pop star, the queen of pop, has issues. So don't feel bad about your issues. If you're at home right now feeling bad about yourself, just don't. Okay, next question. Do you ever get into a funk? Yes, I was just in a funk about 30 seconds ago, and then I decided, let me put my funk to the side and film this video. Funks are pretty normal. I think when you allow your funks of your life to take over, like your thoughts and how you behave and how you treat other people, then it's a problem. But it's very normal for somebody to have a bad day, and it's not just because they got a flat tire or they got a $95 ticket for parking on a tow zone. It's, I don't even know where I was going with that thought because I was looking at the TV, but basically if you let small things affect your everyday life, it's no longer like a funk. It's something more than a funk, and you should probably seek professional help, and I mean that in the nicest possible way. I want a therapist. I don't think there's anything wrong with saying I have a therapist. I think people have like some type of stigma for admitting, like, I think that maybe I just want to talk to someone who, one, doesn't know me, and it's just an outside opinion. But then I also think about how therapists are probably so fucked up themselves that it's like, do I really want to take your advice? So I get both sides of the spectrum. I get why people don't like therapy and why therapy shouldn't be a problem. But of course I get into funks. I was like literally just in a funk because I was stressed out about something that had to do with my family, and then I looked at my dog and the sun is shining and I'm alive and breathing and happy, and the funk was over. So if you can remind yourself that funks are only temporary and not permanent, you'll be good. Would you consider yourself possessive? I'm the most possessive bitch on the face of the planet. What's mine is mine, and is mine is mine, and is mine is mine, and it's not yours, and it's not hers, and it's not the next girl, it's just mine. Whether that's my dog or my boyfriend, or a piece of clothes, or a DVD, or a hairbrush, or whatever it is. If it's mine, it's mine. So yes, I consider myself to be possessive. Say Sasquatch. Am I saying that right, Frankie? Sasquatch. Say, how do you say it? Sasquatch. Say Sasquatch. That's how I say it, right? Okay, say Sasquatch really fast 5 times. Really, guys?
Sasquatch, 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 Sasquatch.
Did I do it? I think it was okay. It sounded fine. Like, y'all, I don't know. That was a very interesting request. Biggest pet peeve, living with roommates. Oh. I think my only pet peeve I have is if I'm in a deep sleep and somebody wakes me up, which doesn't happen often, but Frankie, you're probably the same. Yeah. Like if I'm like in REM sleep, REM, like in the middle of some crazy dream that's making me happy, and one of my roommates wakes me up, that's a pet peeve. And my only other pet peeve is if I clean the entire apartment, including washing the dishes, and the dishwasher is not full, there's still room for other dishes, and then somebody eats or drinks and then leaves the dishes in the sink. That's my only pet peeve. Other than that, like, I feel like once you've lived with people for a certain amount of time, you just like kind of know how the other person moves and nothing really bothers you. It's kind of weird, right? The whole concept of having a roommate.
Yeah, I think mine is also the sleeping thing. Like,
yeah, like sleep is a big thing for me.
Yeah.
But yeah, sleep is a big thing for me because I have trouble sleeping already. That's why I smoke a lot of weed right before I go to bed. So if you're waking me up from a weed-induced coma, then you're extremely loud. Would you hang out with any of your supporters? Honestly, if I had a meet and greet, I would like talk to my supporters and hang out with them in that capacity. But after Gabby's horrible experience with the fan that she made a friend, I don't think I would give out my number or tell anyone that I barely knew or haven't met in person my personal business. So that's an iffy question. Like if it's in like a meet and greet type setting, absolutely. If it's on like a personal, like we're DMing each other and then you ask me for my number or you want to come over, probably not, because you just don't know who's a psycho these days. And unfortunately, like your biggest fan could be like the biggest psychopath on the face of the planet. Not saying any of you are psychopaths. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying I don't know you and I'm a little scared, so no. Do you smoke when you're going down on a man? What? No, I don't think I've smoked before sex. I've never smoked while I was having sex. Like, hold on, babe, let me hit this joint so there's smoke on the tip of your hole. Like, what? No, that's not a thing. But to each his own. If that's what you and your man are doing, have fun. Are you an ice cream or popsicle type of girl? Ooh, ice cream. I think. I like popsicles when I'm sick. I think I don't like popsicles outside of being sick because they remind me of being sick. Like when you have a sore throat, when you're a kid, your mom gives you a popsicle. When you're feeling under the weather, when you're an adult, you go to Ralph's or whatever CVS or supermarket or market basket you have, and you get popsicles and ginger ale. So I think if I had to pick between the two, I'd pick ice cream. But I'm not a huge fan of either. Like I like ice cream on top of brownies, ice cream with toppings, but I don't just like eating ice cream unless it's green tea. Oh my god, it's so good. If you were stuck on a planet with 5 people, who would they be? Gabby, Caesar, but Caesar doesn't count because me and Caesar are one person now. So Gabby, Tom Hardy, so we could have sex the entire time we're stuck on a planet with each other, unless of course he like started having a crush on Gabby and then Gabby was like, oh my god, Tom's the only guy on the planet, so let's do a guy for Gabby. We're gonna do Drake for Gabby. So me, Tom Hardy, Drake. So Gabby can Drake and I can Tom Hardy. And then my mom and my dad and Marcellus and Gabby are one. So basically it's really like 7 people and a dog, but that's who I would have on a planet. But also don't know if I would want my parents on the planet with me, because like I'll be having sex with Tom Hardy the entire time, and what are my parents gonna do? They're just gonna be there judging me like I'm some type of whore. What am I even talking? Next question. Do you have a weird turn on? If so, what is it? My weird turn on is I like when guys breathe in my ear. I don't know if that's a weird turn on, but it's weird for me. Like I feel like if you don't go for the ear, and I don't mean make out with my ear. Like I don't want your tongue in my earwax. Like I don't want that. I just want you to breathe heavily, maybe nibble on my earlobe. That's my weakness. That's my weird fetish and turn on. There's something floating in my wine. Ugh. What the f is that? What is that? Seriously, what the f is that? I don't know what that is. I'm gonna keep drinking it, but still, that kind of grosses me out. Anyways, next question. Who gave you the best dick? Sips tea. The person that gave me the best dick is someone that I haven't dropped a story time on yet, and I haven't decided if I'm going to, so I'm gonna leave that question up in the air and maybe I'll answer it again later. Have you ever had sex in the same room as a friend? No, but other people have had sex in the same room as me, and I don't like it. And one time I was having sex with this guy I used to talk to, and his twin brother walked in and just like was standing there like, come on, man, talking to the guy I was f***ing, and like he just kept f***ing, and I was like obviously not gonna tell him like let's stop because it felt good, and so we were just f***ing in front of his twin brother, so that was kind of weird. That actually makes me trash, huh? Okay, if life were a video game, what would be some of the cheat codes? Control, Alt, Delete, spacebar, 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 spacebar. Did you notice that was 6 space bars because we have to be 6 feet apart? And other than that, I don't really have any cheat codes. Have you ever had your toes sucked? Nope, and I don't want to. Making out with someone after they suck your toes, it's just like, not that like you should have dirty feet, but like you just never know the circumstances. Like what if you went to his house, his floor was dirty, then all of a sudden he's sucking your toes, and then all of a sudden he's going for your mouth, and that dirt that was on your toes is now in his mouth, and now it's going into your mouth because now you're making out. It's just so, that whole concept is gross. Have you ever had a cervix penetration? I'm very confused by this question because isn't all sex cervix penetration? And I'm not a virgin, so the answer to that would be yes, I have. How did you pick Caesar as your puppy's name? Oh, okay, so for anyone that knows me or has been following me for a long time, I have had a weird obsession with Planet of the Apes. Not the one with Mark Wahlberg, although I love Mark Wahlberg, he's so fine. I'm talking about the new one with James Franco. I had a weird like emotional connection to the character / ape Caesar. And so when I finally found out that I was gonna get a dog, I wanted to name him Caesar, like the ape. But I looked up Caesar is Home for an Instagram name because in the final scene of the movie, James Franco like told Caesar like let's go home, and he grabbed the back of James Franco's head and he was like, Caesar is home. And I was like, oh my god, that's perfect, that's what I want his IG name to be, and somebody has it. No Instagram, no post, no IG picture. I DM'd them, I asked them if I could have it. They never wrote back, so I just did Little Caesar the Frenchie because Randy was like, hey, like Little Caesar the pizza, like the pizza, and I thought it was cute, so. But his name really originates from Planet of the Apes. How many celebs have you hooked up with? Let me see. 5 celebrities. That's not bad. That's not a bad body count. Can you do a how to nipple cleaning piercing video? No, I can't. Like when you want me to be on YouTube showing you my Like, what is wrong with you people? Crusty toes or stank breath? I can deal with crusty toes because you can fix it. Like, you can go get a pedicure. What I can't deal with is stinky breath because you can't really fix that. So I'm gonna go ahead and say crusty toes. And then the last question on the docket is, if you met the love of your life, but he was allergic to dogs, would you choose him or the dogs? That's an easy one, the dogs. I have a baby now. Like, I'm not about to get rid of Caesar because you're sneezing around him. Sorry, bud, it's just not gonna work out between us. See ya. Plus, at this point, it's like, I don't even know if I'm having kids because my ovaries and my clock is ticking. By the time I actually meet a man, settle down, and we figure out that we're actually in love with each other and want to deal with each other for the rest of our lives. Am I still wanting to have kids? Do you want kids? And if we don't have kids, our kids will be dogs, and then we'll have Caesar and 5 others. So if I can't do that with someone, I don't want them. Throw the whole man away. And that concludes the Q&A. I know it probably seems like I was a little blah in this video. It's just because I have a lot going on in my life right now. And my mind is kind of elsewhere, but I did want to answer those for you, so I'm glad we got that over with. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up or a thumbs down, but as I always say, if you're giving it a thumbs down, you probably shouldn't be on this channel. But if you are going to be here, you might as well hit that subscribe button. If you are going to hit the subscribe button, make sure you hit the bell, because if you don't hit the bell, you don't get any notifications, and then you'll never know when I post, and then it's like, what's the point? Follow me on Instagram, XXO Danielle, Swallow It Podcast, the official Victor Twins for me and Gabby's joint page, and follow my dog's page, Little Caesar the Frenchie. We also have a TikTok. It's called Danielle and Little Caesar, and is spelled out. And yeah, I think I pretty much covered all the groundwork that I needed to for this video. So I love you guys to the moon and back. Bye.